Good morning, Sin City, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Las Vegas Social Media Show, the show dedicated to businesses, brands, and people using social media in Las Vegas. Today we have a very special guest, Julie Bergonz, also known as the Sin City Shooter. Julie, welcome to the Las Vegas Social Media Show.
Good morning, Sam. Thank you for having me.
What brought you out here?
Basically, I moved to Las Vegas last March, so I haven't even been here an entire year.
Wow.
Spending the last couple years in Colorado, I was just kind of over the cold weather and the winters there, and I had some friends that had moved to Henderson the summer before, and I came out to visit them last January. And as I'm driving back through the mountains of Colorado on the ice and the snow, leaving the palm trees and the desert behind, I was just ready to make a change. It was just time to do something different and make the move to Las Vegas. And literally a month later, I packed up my car, knowing two people here, and here I am.
So it just felt right, more of a gut instinct. Something was just telling you to come here.
It really did, yep.
Wow, that's an amazing story. And photography, you had just gotten into photography before you left Colorado, really? And you came into Vegas knowing that was what you were going to try to do?
I really didn't know that's what I was going to do. I really didn't know that's where my journey was going to lead me. But I figured that out shortly after I got here and just started shooting and meeting people and putting my stuff out there. I just got a great reception and just kept doing it. And it's just snowballed, no pun intended, from Colorado.
unless you're up at Mount Charleston, then maybe there might be some snow. So the name Sin City Shooter, where did you come up with that? Did someone call you that? How did that? Where did that come about?
I was on Fremont Street shooting in a big Elvis competition down there, and I was standing next to a gentleman that started talking to me about photography and equipment, and I learned a little bit about him, and he has a blog, and he's a writer, and he ended up wanting to do a story on me. So we met up about a week later, and he interviewed me, and he kind of dubbed me Sin City Shooter in that article, and it stuck.
Quick plug, the SinCityShooter.com.
Thank you very much.
we'll mention that more later. No, and that's actually how I met you, or we met each other, was through Twitter.
Yes.
Completely through Twitter.
Yeah.
It's at Sin City Shooter.
That's right.
So can we go into a little bit about the type of photography you do? Because it's pretty diverse. You do pretty much a little bit of everything.
You know what?
So
it is. Why limit yourself, really?
Right.
Why box yourself into one sort of thing? I really feel the more stuff you can do, the more experience you can get, the better artist it will make you, and it has made me. I do everything from wedding photography out here, a lot of the car shows, hot rod stuff, glamour photography, headshots, and then there's my fine art stuff, which is really my passion, what I love to do. I love anything that has to do with history, old buildings, cars.
Which your fine art work is amazing. Jim Nico and I, founder of the social network station, quick plug, went to First Friday for the first time. You gave us a tour, and that was really, really cool.
Right.
Because not only are you a celebrity down there,
you're so funny.
Everybody knows who you are. Every building we walked into, Sin City Shooter. But your art is so unique. It's so cool, and you bring back that old school Vegas vibe,
It's got such a great reception down there, and especially a lot of the shops down there really capture the old Vegas, and they've got a lot of the old vintage furniture and just captures kind of the whole community. And so my style fits in really well.
So would you say
there.
that's more your niche, or you're more passionate about shooting that?
That's what I really love to go do. Just get in my car, drive around, and look for old haunts, old buildings, old cars, and kind of see where it takes me.
And that's so cool, because I know you've told me stories where it may not have been a paying job, maybe no one told you to do it, but if you see something, someone needs to take a photo
and that's my
of
love
that.
and my passion for the art and what I do. Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes they don't, what you get paid, is more valuable in experience and what you learn and what you take away from it than any amount of money anybody could ever pay you.
110% agree.
So.
And a signature of your photos is the fisheye lens. Real quick. This is the camera you use right here?
This is the camera I use. It's right here.
If we can get a close-up of that.
Absolutely. It's a Sony A55. I know I'm kind of outside of the box again from the Canon and Nikon people, but I feel like that's what sets me apart too. And a lot of my stuff is really not traditional at all, shooting with the fisheye lens. It's an 8mm, and I do a lot of concert photography actually with it, which the traditional guys don't really like. But you know what? Again, it sets me kind of outside the box from them. So.
Well, exactly, because the fisheye lens is more of a lens people use for just special situations, but you've done the opposite. You're able to incorporate the fisheye lens in any
Everything,
situation.
wedding photography, yes.
And I think that's what makes your stuff stand out in a good way.
Right.
It separates you from just the normal portrait shots.
I'm glad people are noticing. Yep.
And you brought a book with you. What's this book? Can you tell me about it?
I recently self-published a book called Rock Through My Lens.
Wow.
And it's basically, ever since I started shooting a year and a half ago, starting with Cheap Trick and Blue Oyster Cult, it's all the rock stuff, all the concert stuff I've done. There's Santana at the Latin Grammy Awards. Wow. Lenny Kravitz is in here. Van Halen at the MGM. There's a lot of...
So you've shot a lot of big name people.
Cool stuff.
That's really
Zach Wilde at the Vegas Rocks Awards. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite concert you've ever shot?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question.
Or is there just too many?
Wow. There's been so many great experiences that, yeah, it's hard to pin it down to just one.
And you've kind of, I feel like you're similar to me. You don't necessarily need a press pass to go start shooting video or film everywhere, do you?
Not necessarily.
That's all we'll say. That's all we'll say about that.
Right.
Well, I want to dive a little into social media now.
Okay.
How do you use social media incorporated with your photography? Is there certain things you do?
There is. And, networking and through social media, I just find is huge for photography. And I am a Facebook user and I'm on Twitter. And, that's really how I get my stuff out there. After I go shoot a show, I may not go up and talk to the bands afterwards or really anybody at the show, but you know what? That's how I get my photos out there. And let me tell you, when Zach Wilde retweets one of your photos to his 100,000 fans on Twitter and your name gets out there and people start, liking your photography page, I mean, it's big exposure.
I think you made a very excellent point. And who was it we ran into at First Friday? You just shot the guy with the mask. What was his name?
Esteban.
And I thought what you did, you just nailed it on the head. Even if you met him really quick, snap some pictures for him, the point is you have stuff of his up on your Facebook page that you can guide him to, and anybody that they're going to want to go see that. Right. So it's a kind of like a permanent spot you can put, and I think especially for what you do, photography. And we talked a little bit about Instagram pre-show.
Yes.
You're not on Instagram?
I'm not on Instagram. No, I'm not.
Can you kind of dive into, from a photographer point of view, about Instagram? Share your feelings a little bit about it?
I honestly don't know that much about Instagram other than people taking photos with their phone and sharing it with their friends. And so as far as what I do, I choose to put my photography on kind of a different level, on a different platform, because I'm not doing photography with my iPhone. I'm doing it
with your camera.
With my camera. So
maybe someday.
Maybe.
I'm not on it either. I'm still on the Crackberry.
Yeah.
So. What's your favorite part about social media? I'd say, and you kind of already answered it, but if you could pick one platform, Facebook, Twitter, out of all those, what is your favorite one to use?
Well, Facebook is my favorite one to use. It's user friendly, it's easy for me to use, and it's easy for me to connect with people all over the world. That's another great thing, when you look at the stats, on your page, who's liked your photography page from, Amsterdam or England, right. And it's really like a worldwide network. So really reaching those people, that where else would you connect with them? And then following other artists or photographers on Facebook. And I'll tell you a short story. When I first started photography and I was on Facebook and started following a photographer on there by the name of Mike. And we chatted back and forth, and we've been following each other's work. And I was recently in Anaheim, California for the NAMM convention covering it.
Oh, wow.
And I went to one of the showcases that night, and music showcase, and he came up to me. Mike was there. We'd never met before, but he had recognized my photo. He had recognized my look. He knew who I was, and he came up and he introduced himself. And we're both fans of each other's work, and it's great to meet your Facebook friends in person.
All from social media.
All from social media.
Wow, that is so
Yeah.
cool. So what's in the future for you? In the end, what's your goal with photography?
You know what? That's a great
What direction
question.
are you headed? Where do you want to end up?
I'm just, you know what? It's just going to keep rolling. We're just going to keep doing it and see where it leads. You never know from one day to the next. I never thought a year later here in Vegas, sitting with you on the Social Network show, doing a radio interview, that would ever happen. I never thought I would have my artwork in galleries, in downtown Las Vegas in the Arts District. I never thought I would be getting, recognized for my photography. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. It seems to be working. So
definitely keep doing it, because I just think bigger and bigger doors are going to keep opening from you. And I'm very appreciative, and our whole team, because you've worked with us.
You guys have been great. Thank you.
You've done so much brilliant work for a lot of people, and it will soon be recognized by all soon. Very soon.
We're getting there. Thank you.
So where can people find you? Where Twitter handle, Facebook, website?
Yes, my website is www.thesincitieshooter.com. My Facebook is Julie Bergonz, Bergonz photography. And Twitter is Sin City Shooter.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, if you are in Las Vegas and you need photography, Julie Bergonz, the Sin City Shooter, is the person to do it. And email, can people email you too if they want some work done?
Absolutely, is jules5150@msn.com.
Okay, perfect. Well, Julie, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. Look forward to growing with you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back. On the next episode of the Las Vegas Social Media Show, we're about to go Hollywood on you. We have a very, very special guest and personal friend of mine, Ross Martin.
I just thought one day, grabbing, it's kind of like Sesame Street, grabbing, two words, social media, and then film festival, and then slapping it together.
You pretty much took Silicon Valley and Hollywood and mixed the two. You're bringing together two giant worlds. Briefly tell us, what do you like most about social media?
Social media. Well, it does connect you with people you probably wouldn't have been connected with before, things that you're interested in.